North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's sister, Kim-Yo-jong, is back in the headlines with some strong words for South Korea, including heavy criticism of the Yoon Suk-yeol administration. And this stands out amid a stream of rhetoric following the North's most recent intercontinental ballistic missile test. Kim-Yo-jong accused the Yoon government Thursday of being a faithful dog and stooge of the United States, saying that South Korea parroted what the US said as soon as Washington talked about independent sanctions against the North. Earlier this week, Seoul's foreign ministry did say it was considering independent sanctions in response to North Korea's provocations, including last Friday's ICBM launch. She referred to the South's response as a disgusting act, warning that desperate sanctions and pressure against the North will only serve as a noose for Seoul and Washington. If they think they can escape from the present dangerous situation through sanctions, they must be really idiots, she said. South Korea hit back later in the morning, with the Unification Ministry saying, "We consider it very deplorable that Vice Director Kim-Yo-jong criticized the leader of our country with vulgar language today without showing even the most basic level of courtesy." Two powerful North Korean women have been very prominent since the ICBM test. In her position as Vice Department Director of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party, Kim Yo-jong's latest statement came just a couple of days after she accused the UN Security Council of double standards for even holding a meeting on the North's ICBM test, though the Council was still unable to agree on a fresh resolution, as China and Russia are effectively protecting North Korea from further sanctions. And on Monday, North Korea's Foreign Minister Choe-Son-hui strongly criticized the deplorable attitude of UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. It's interesting that North Korea continues to embrace female representatives in this way, just as state media's unveiled one of leader Kim Jong-un's daughters for the first time. As for the North's launch of the so-called monster ICBM, the Hwasong-17, we have been hearing more out of the US on that. North Korea wants to raise doubt in the minds of Japanese and South Koreans about the US alliance by threatening the American homeland with nuclear-tipped ballistic missiles, according to Victor Cha, Senior Vice President for Asia and Korea Chair at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Speaking to NPR, Cha warned that North Korea doesn't seem to be interested in any negotiations, that it has been emboldened by China and Russia, and that it's probable the North will go ahead with a seventh nuclear test. That said, North Korea still seems to be lacking agility based on satellite imagery analysis by David-Schmerler, Senior Research Associate at the James Martin Center for Non-Proliferation Studies. His observation, cited by Voice of America, was that the North's latest launch took place around 4 kilometers away from the location of its ICBM test in March, this time around halfway between civilian and military runways at Pyongyang International Airport. It may have been moved to protect civilian facilities, but they apparently couldn't maneuver it far because of its size and the fact it relies on liquid fuel. Still, North Korea's weapon development goes on.